Good evening, everyone, and welcome also people down under. We've got a lot of people from the other side of the world joining us today, so we've got a great schedule with Keith McPherson, our Associate Director of Sports Labs, who's going to go through the philosophy of ProPitch. We've got the self-assessment kits, the app and portal. We've also got then Dean Gillespie, International Director of Pitch Management, an IOG award winner, to run through the trend graphs and how to use the data, and remote support. And we've also got the stadium case studies to run through throughout the presentation. We've also got Will Bowden, our New Zealand partner, joining us, and he's going to run through some case studies and the value it brings to clients down under as well. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Keith McPherson.
We've always had that kind of mantra or saying at the heart of ProPitch that if you can measure it, you can manage it through app and portal, so our online services and how that complements. So, you can follow the traditional ProPitch model, which I guess is our ProPitch 18, our ProPitch 15 assessments that tend to be undertaken by our consultants, just because you'll see from the table here that you need a little bit of kind of specialist equipment at the top end when you've got ball roll, ball rebound, and the AAA devices to measure shock absorption, deformation, and energy restitution of surfaces. But if you have the kit, it's still achievable, and you can do it on the app and the portal. We've also got our self-assessments, which are really designed for the guys on the ground to be able to gather data that's valuable data. It means something to you, and it means something to our team as well, and we can then help advise based off that data. So you'll see there in the self-assessment column, you've got some pretty traditional agronomy items and also some pretty traditional physical tests, things like clegg for hardness, traction, rotational resistance, surface levels, moisture, and then grass percentage, weed grasses, height of cap, thatch, roots, and so on. So in terms of self-assessment option, I guess it's the most relevant one to everyone without spending big money on AAAs and all these devices. We've come up with a kit that we feel it's a standard kit in two options. You've got groundsman kit at an accessible price. It's in line with market prices, and because of the volume of kit we're buying, we're fortunate to get a little bit of a discount on things like clegg hammers and moisture meters, and that allows us to offer the other tools at a really great value. And a lot of the equipment is manufactured in-house at ProPitch Sports Labs, so like the rotational resistance equipment, that's all in-house manufactured, porosity rings, stuff like that. Then to complement that kit, you've got to have a way of gathering data, and the slight video on the right-hand side here is going to show you a quick run through of the app. That we'll get onto later, some features, but we've got two apps. We've got the Grounds Manager app and the Consultant app. So the Consultant one, Dean and Ian would use to, when they're doing assessments, and Will as well. And then the Grounds Manager app is really the one for the guys on the ground, using the self-assessment kits. Your app works with your kit. It can work with existing kit as well that you have. You're really just using it as a way to record data and then hold your data and then display it in a nice, easy, manageable manner. You live report. So as you upload the data and you finish an assessment, you can upload that. That immediately goes to a client in your venue or to yourself, and then you control that data and how you share it. So the ground staff really control the data and who that's distributed to.
My name is Dean Gillespie. I'm the Director of ProPitch, International Pitch Development Manager, basically. I started as a groundsman in 1990, December 1990 as it is, so I'm pretty much just short of 30 years at the moment. The ground staff will upload the data and all the assessments are saved onto the app and ready for review. And if you just look at this slide on the left hand, the picture on the left hand side, you've got the groundsman's done 3 assessments on that particular pitch. He can literally click on any one of them and view the information collated during that period. So over the next couple of slides, we're going to talk about case studies and where the experience of data recording has really benefited. You've got, without using the app, not knowing the firmest values of your pitch could increase the risk of injury to the players. So again, if you don't know the app, the pitch, if you don't use the app and you don't know what the ranges are, you could find the pitch becomes too hard, so it's, again, increasing the risk of the players. Also, by doing this, you might not be able to improve your routes. You might have a problem with the infiltration. So using this, again, to get in the optimum ranges. Thatch and organic matter, again, using the app to identify the ranges, monitor your pitch trends. During the growing season, you can regularly scarify or clean the surface with a unirig, remembering to always remove the organic matter when you do that. You see in this slide, December, January and February, the thatch has increased. It's only increased 1 or 2 mil, but it's because we would never recommend scarification when the plant is not actively growing. So that's another one that the ground staff using the app has got to understand the climatic conditions as well. You know, if you're in the Scandinavian countries, your window for work will be a lot shorter than this. You wouldn't be able to maybe start scarify from October till maybe end of March.
So Hamilton City is just down the road from us here in Auckland. It's the largest, it says here, the largest inland city in New Zealand. Around 43 or so dedicated sports parks. That's on the up significantly, and that was a big driver for the guys at Hamilton to sort of start talking to us about what they could do around monitoring, and I guess it's more the benchmarking aspect of the ProPitch system that appealed most to all of us. Hamilton are in a transitional period, if you like, between the traditional soil-based primary drain field system of the last 20, 30, 40 years, and now moving forward into every time they do upgrades and renewals, now we're looking at sand-based systems, primary, secondary drainage, you know, in line with the expectation of the players, the clubs, the community, and the growing population down there. So the ProPitch tool provided us with a really good option to present to the guys at Hamilton, because historically you're tending to go down the motorway maybe once a month or more frequently in the growing season, look at a specific problem, eyeball it, come back, get back to your desk, upload photos, write a report. It's time consuming, there's a time lag, it's not cost effective for anyone. And what ProPitch offered us with Hamilton was that ability to be able to do that all remotely. So the Hamilton guys, it's a small team, but they're a very proactive team and they're a well-qualified team. So they're out there, they're collecting data, they're out there collecting the information that then can go into the portal, into the app, and we can all view it. And with this particular case study, the relationship we have with Hamilton is really close. We've got a lot of mutual interests, and we all want to see the city's sports and rec facilities develop, and so we provide a twice yearly report where we kind of summarize all that data that's been uploaded into the portal, and produce a brief overview, if you like an executive summary. It might be hardness, surface hardness, or hours of usage versus surface covering, or hours of use versus species, because there's some discussion we've got going to and fro about, do we go warm season? Do we start trialing some warm season grass species in Hamilton?
Okay, thank you very much, Keith, Will and Dean. Some great detail there, and not just talking about our kit and our app, really talking about the intricacies of agronomy and what you're doing to try and fix pitches with data, which is one of the big keys. If you can measure it, you can manage it, and that's our mantra as a company. So what we're going to do is we're going to split into questions. We've got quite a few coming in through the system, so I'll go with the first one. What data are groundmen using in Oz and New Zealand at the moment? So that's probably one for Will. So Will, what are the guys doing down south at the moment in terms of data?
Unmute. The main data we're catching is traditionally it's soil nutrient, Surface hardness is coming into it more and more now with the elite athlete. But it's been, soil nutrient, organic matter, and surface infiltration. They tend to be the main sort of parameters we look at with the stadiums in particular. And like I say, shear testing and surface hardness have in the last 2 or 3 years started to become more and more significant just through the expectations of guys like the All Blacks, especially down this part.